Hi guys, and welcome to this week's Alakazam Video Blog. Dave.
Peter.
Yes.
How's it going?
All good, all good. We've had a lot of emails since the last vlog where you performed Barking Dog by Etienne Pradier.
Yeah.
And we explained that the original idea, as far as we were aware, was the Bob Ostin clip.
Yeah.
Which was available in this book, which is A Lifetime of Magical Inventions by Bob Ostin. We had a lot of emails asking what else was in the book.
Yeah.
So what we thought we'd do this week is show you a few of the other effects that are in the book.
In the book, yeah. I mean, when you buy a book, sometimes you'll get one or two gems in it. This one is packed full.
Yeah.
It's got some awesome ideas and tricks. Excuse me, I have a mint in my mouth.
Yeah, very unprofessional. I've got one, but I've hidden it somewhere.
I'm trying to hide it, I can't. So, yeah, this is crammed full, which is great. So we thought we'd go through, pick a few out, and show you what they look like. Like, sometimes you see things, you have to make a little something up, and it puts you off making it. But if you actually take that 5 minutes, do it, you've got some fantastic tricks.
Well, Bob Ostin was known for creating magic that used sort of everyday objects. Bearing in mind, you know, he's an old style performer, so there's a lot of effects using things like matchboxes and dice and bits like that. But there are some great card effects in there, there's some mentalism in there, there's some really quirky stuff. Like, do you know the old thing where you fold the paper up and you cut out a man and open it up and they're all holding hands? Well, he's got a great routine where you cut them out and when you open it, the one in the middle's upside down. Yeah. You know, he's got loads and loads of really nice, quirky effects. Yeah. And one of his marketed items was a trick called the submarine cards. Yeah. That's explained in full on here. So the book basically gives you all of his marketed items, because they explain all those in there. Like the clip, like the Barking Dog type clip, teaches you how to make it. But what we've done is we've selected 3 effects from the book just to show you what they're like. The book itself was produced by Alakazam quite a few years ago. It was on a limited run, which means it will never be run again. So we've got a few, well, I don't know how many copies we've got left in stock. It isn't a huge amount. They're at a special price, but once they're gone, they're gone. So even if you're a book collector, a historian, you've got your own bookshelf with your magic books in, you know, this should be on there, because Bob Ostin, you know, there's a forward in there by Jerry Sadowitz, Max Maven, all the top guys know the value of Bob's work, and they've all had touches on it and twists. You know.
It is fantastic, and I'd like to say as well, the guys that don't buy and watch books, the pure DVD guys, you're going to get a lot of stuff in here, which, if I'm honest, I've seen sort of tweaked and produced on a DVD, one trick. And a lot of that has happened in this book. As I was looking through, I go, oh, that's his, you know. Yeah. So it's worth looking at the books. It's where, you know, all of the, well, a lot of the good ideas come from.
Yeah, the basics. Also, the other thing I'll say about this is a lot of the routines you can change. I mean, one of the effects I'm going to show you is my handling of one of the routines in here. Yeah. Now, if you buy this book, I am going to supply you with my handling as a free streaming download. So as soon as you buy the book, you'll get the free streaming download as well of my handling of Bob's effect. But, you know, once you've read what his effect is and watched my handling, you'll be able to work out the little extra bits I've done, but I'll provide you with a streaming video. So, okay, we'll move on to the first trick. David.
Yes.
Going to show you something with a dice.
Okay.
And a deck of cards. Now, the way I would usually do this is to get 2 spectators involved, but we'll do it with just you. Okay. We've got a deck of cards here. You can see the cards are different. I'll show the camera if I can. Okay, you can see the cards are all different. I'll even give them a little shuffle. And Dave, what I'm going to ask you to do is just touch the back of any card for me. This one here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn my head because I don't want to see the card, but I'm going to show it to you. You got it?
Okay, can I go see it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show the camera. Just tell me when they're done.
Yep.
I'm going to put it back and we're going to give the cards just a little cut.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give them a shuffle. So I really don't want to know where the card is. So you can see, you can tell the guys that's a fair shuffle going on, yeah? Now, do you believe in fate?
Yeah.
Okay, well we're going to see if fate actually exists.
Okay.
You have selected a card, you've got that in your mind at the moment. In front of you is a dice. I want you to pick it up, just throw it a few times so you know that it's rolling true and it's not weighted and it's not always going to be the same number. And tell me when you're happy.
Yep.
You're happy. Okay, now you're going to roll the dice a number of times. Is that number going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5?
3.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay, each time you roll the dice, whatever number comes up on top, I'm going to move that amount of cards from the top of the deck to the bottom of the deck.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you said you can change your mind. Do you want to roll it 3 times or 4, 5, 1, 2? It's up to you.
Okay, two times. I'll change. I'll be awkward.
It's up to you.
Yeah, 2 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So roll it 2 times. So we've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Happy?
Yeah.
They go to the bottom. And your next time?
5.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can confirm that I didn't do anything strange.
Yeah.
You happy with that? I'm going to place that right there. So now, bearing in mind, I shuffled the deck. You touched the back of any playing card. You truly did. I didn't look at that card.
No.
I certainly, as a magician, I'm speaking to you as a magician, you know I never controlled that card.
Yeah, there was no full shuffle.
Okay, that was a real shuffle. You chose to roll the dice twice. You come up with number 11. Now, bearing in mind, if you chose to roll it once, it would have been 6. 3 times it would have been more. The numbers would have been different. So the card that we've landed on could have been in any position in the deck.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Now, bearing in mind, I gave you a choice of rolling it up to 5 times. If I wanted to, I could have given you a choice of rolling it up to 50 times. We just haven't got time. It really doesn't matter how many times you roll it. Fate plays a part in all of this.
Right.
You chose one card. You chose one number.
Yeah.
What was the card you chose?
Queen of Clubs.
Have a look and show the guys at home.
Queen of Clubs.
Now, how cool is that?
That's brilliant.
How cool is that? And that is, that's in the book. That's called The Little Green Die Mystery or something. The Green Die Mystery. The Green Die Mystery, it's on page 61. And there are other handlings by, I believe there's one by Max Maven. See, what would happen is Bob used to write for a lot of magazines, like Pabula and various other magazines. People would see Bob's work and then they'll do their twists on it. And so Max saw this routine. He created a routine based on this one. So there's a few different variations on it. But that, to me, is great. As a card at any number type
fair looking as you can get, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, bearing in mind, if you were working at a table and you didn't want to use the dice, you could get the card selected, shuffle it into the pack, and I could say to the spectator, okay, I'm going to ask you all in a moment to name a number between, let's say, 1 and 7, or imagine you've got a dice in your head, so 1 and 6, you're going to roll that dice, whatever number comes up, just think of it for the moment. Okay, so what was your number? It was 3. Okay, we're going to move 3 from the top to the bottom. What was your number? 7, you know, or if it was a dice, it had to go up to 6, and your number, so everyone feels involved.
Yeah. But I really like the dice, and I think if you are working tables, just drop it in a wine glass, get them to shake it up, pass the wine glass around the table, and it's very interactive and such a cool ending, kicker ending. It's great, it's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
It's brilliant.
So that is one of the effects out of the book. That's the Green Die Mystery.
Right, Pete, I'm going to show you yet another fantastic trick from inside here. Any ideas what could be in here?
No.
Good answer. It's actually a Houdini Starter Kit. As magicians, you know, we'll train how to pick locks and escape from ropes and stuff, but to get our heads around the techniques to actually learn it, we use one of these. I've got some rope here, or some dental floss for a giant, and some cards. Now these cards have been punched, okay? You've got 2 cards, not like that.
Oh.
You've got 2 cards which are hole punch top and bottom, and you've got a sort of oval punch in there. Now that's the Jack of Clubs, that's going to act as Houdini for today.
Yep.
And these 2 are going to act as the shackles, I suppose.
Okay.
And they're going to lock Houdini in. So they line up, and Houdini is going to go in. So we'll have him facing out so he can see his audience.
Yeah.
That goes in like that. Okay, which gives enough room for the holes inside.
Yes.
Yeah, fair?
Yes, yes, yes.
So there's the idea. It really is going in. I'm not doing any funny business there. You can see that. He's in the middle.
Yep.
Now we have the rope. Yep. I'm going to thread through, if you could take it from the front. Okay, pull halfway.
Oh.
Fantastic. And I'm going to take here. You could pull that one.
Yes, yes, yes.
So he's proper locked in.
And you would do this with 2 people,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Or, well, you don't have to, but...
So I could hold one end,
Yeah.
but I mean, you can see that that really is in there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's locked in.
So here's the idea. Houdini would need to sort of shake and move in order to loosen the rope, and he can do that here because you can see he's on it. All he has to do is find that weak spot, that soft spot, and he can yeah, he can let go. He can literally break through, and there you have 2 shackles, still with the rope on, and there's Houdini free. Just like that.
That's great. What a great little packet trick to carry around. Great for walk around. You
Yeah.
can do it at tables. 2 people holding the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's
and
got-
this is, I was going to say, this is one of those tricks that, because when we decided we were going to do some effects from the book, I asked you to look through it and pick something you had to make, because I'm rubbish at making stuff.
Yeah, I love making
Yeah.
tricks. You know that, and the gimmick in this is ingenious. It is really clever to the fact where I mean, I showed you in the shop earlier, and it still was a bit like.
Well, even now, I know I've examined everything,
Yeah.
so I know what a gimmick is. I still really can't get my head around how it's working, because you
Yeah.
haven't shown me yet.
His
So-
thinking is ingenious. It's in the book, and I've marked out the page here. It's called A Loophole.
Right.
All right, and it's on page 149. I won't show the page because the drawings in it will explain how it works. But yeah, it's called Loophole. It's in the book. It took me probably about 5 minutes to make up. All you need is a hole punch, and you're ready to roll.
And that's, like I said, that's great. You can carry that, and you can perform it, walk around any situation, you can perform that.
Yeah, and it's got a nice storyline to it, and that moment where they're holding each end of the rope, I mean, it just, people from behind as well, if they're seeing from behind, they're going to not see anything. It looks, because it is...
Yeah, well, the cards between the other cards, that's the appearance even from behind. One thing I will ask,
Yes.
do you reckon it could be done with jumbo cards on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see why not. And some rope, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a
what a great
idea.
one to get 2 people up
Yeah.
to help you, you know, get them standing each side, and
Yeah, there'd be no reason why that couldn't work.
so you just do the same thing but on jumbos.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you've said that, I'll probably make one up after this, because that's a great idea.
Well, as soon as, you know, because you performed it to me and Claire in the shop, and we were both holding one side, and that image just lends itself to stage, doesn't it? You know, getting 2 helpers up, and yeah, great. So that is Loophole.
Right, you're going to show us the third and final one from the ones that we picked out.
Yes, this is called Twisted Twins.
Ooh.
Twisted Twins. Now this is my handling on Bob's Twisted Twins effect. So if you buy this book, you will receive my handling as a streaming video, and I'll explain the differences in a moment. But we've got a deck of cards. We're just going to give the cards just a little bit of a mix up, even a few little cuts. Oh,
Hello.
so right. So here's the idea, David. You're going to cut off as many or as few cards as you like. Just lift them up, but make sure it's a totally free choice.
There.
Okay, turn them face up and drop them back on top of the pack. Now, obviously, by cutting the deck, turn them face up and dropping them on top, you are now marking the exact position you cut the deck.
Yeah.
And at that position, you will have 2 cards which are back to back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, I don't know how many cards you cut.
You don't.
You don't know exactly how many cards you cut. Now, you could have cut deeper, you could have cut shallower. It was entirely up to you how you cut. But if we go through, we're going to find the exact position where you cut the deck. Okay? So that's going to be your card. You can show the camera if you like.
King of Hearts.
King of Hearts. Now, if we take the King of Hearts, now bearing in mind that could have been any card.
Yeah.
All we have to do is take the King of Hearts and just push it through the deck, like so. And what happens is its mate will now turn face up. Sounds impossible. So if that was the 2 of clubs, the 2 of spades would now be face up in this deck. If that was the 7 of diamonds, the 7 of hearts would now be face up in this deck. But because that's the King of Hearts, believe it or not, the King of Diamonds has now turned itself face up inside this deck.
Show me.
I'm going to go even one step further than that.
Go on.
Because if I take the King of Hearts, turn it face down, the King of Diamonds now turns itself back, face down.
I want it face up.
It's face up.
Yeah.
Okay, watch. Just like this, remember it's a totally free choice. If we spread the deck out, you'll see there is one other card face up, which is the King of Diamonds. Not only that, all the cards in this deck are blue. You could have chose any card, but they are all blue.
Yeah.
Apart from the King of Diamonds, because when he turns face up, he gets a little bit embarrassed and he blushes. So he is now actually the only red card in the deck. And not only that, let me show you, because you chose the King of Hearts and you didn't choose the other kings, the 2 black kings actually vanish from the deck. You can see they really are not in here. And they jump back into the box. There's the King of Spades and there's the King of Clubs.
Fantastic. Great routine.
That is my handling of Bob Ostin's Twisted Twins, did I say?
Yeah.
Now, Bob's original effect that's written up in the book is literally one phase. They choose a card, you spread the deck, the mate is face up. What I've added to it is the colour changing back, is the 2 cards in the box. There was other handlings I had where I would secretly load the 2 cards into the box, but in plain sight.
Yeah.
But this way, it's
great.
Yeah, to a lay person, they believe the cards have vanished. As long as they believe the first selection is a free choice.
Which I as a magician, when you showed me this, thought you were going to go into the cut deeper force.
Yeah.
And then you didn't do the second bit where you cut deeper, and I was a bit like, hey. So that process on its own is fantastic. It's fair look, you know, it looks so fair. And then where you go from there is just kicker after kicker. So it's really great.
So if you purchase the Bob Ostin book from Alakazam, you will receive a 3 streaming video which will teach you my handling of Bob's Twisted Twins, which is on page 15.
There we go.
Right, so that's it for this week. It was a Bob Ostin special with the Lifetime of Magical Inventions book. Remember, that's available through Alakazam Magic, and if you purchase that, you receive a free streaming video of my handling of Bob's Twisted Twins.
Yep.
But there's so much good material in here. I want to show you the book because it is absolutely beautiful. It was laid out by a good friend of ours, John Robinson, who's got a creative agency. The book is phenomenal.
We've only just scratched the surface as well.
Oh.
You know, that's the great thing about it. They're not the best free tricks in the book. They're just free. We'll do that one and that one. Yeah. So there's so much more in there.
And there's, you know, there's mentalism, there's book tests, there's living and dead tests, there's card effects, there's stuff with dice, stuff with matchboxes. You know, I'll show you the index actually, because just to see the sort of stuff you've got on here.
Yeah, there is Too much. There's so much.
I mean, look at all that. There's so much stuff, and there are, you know, there's handlings and routines by Max Maven where he's had little twists on Bob's routines. There's also some nice little stories scattered throughout as well. So
I'll tell you one thing as well. I like to watch books, read books. But when there's not loads of pictures and it's just pages of writing, I do struggle to make up tricks from books. That's just me.
Yeah.
But this, I mean, the pictures in there are superb. It's laid out how I would want a magic book to be laid out.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I produced it. Before all that, when I opened this book and saw the pictures, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I know it makes me sound like I'm a kid and I'm a picture book.
Do you know what? I agree with you totally, because when I was looking through this to sort of pick a few tricks to perform, the great thing about them was they're all sort of a page long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it is literally a 2-minute job just to read through, and anyone that's got a good knowledge or a decent knowledge of magic, you only have to scan down it and straight away you go, oh yeah, I can see what, oh that's clever, I can see what's happening. You know, it's...
And then your mind will start ticking and go, oh, I can take it in that direction.
Yeah.
And that's what's so great about it. So that is a lifetime of magical inventions by Bob Ostin. And it brings us towards the end of this Alakazam vlog. So please make sure that you are following us in all the right places, on Facebook, Twitter, and I'll do it here. Where are we? Here. Subscribe.
Can I point as well?
Yeah, you can point. This way. Yeah. There we go. Subscribe here, guys, as we're on a new channel now. And we will see you next week on the Alakazam Video Blog.